The Life Tree. This is a story of a mom, the mom of every living thing. All life is in one, and this one is the mom. In other words, the nature. All life is in one, and the life is consisting of lives. This is not a poem or another thing. This is a cry out of our mom. It's too long, but not enough. She is million times of millions years old. This is a story of the mom of all creatures. It's too long, but not a long tale. There is a woman called the Life Tree, and all her child dies like cutting her hairs. She keeps going her life like an everlasting tree. She is warning now and will say when all else fails, calling to our blind minds with a blind hope. I know what I must do in due time. You are too much, and I know how to cope. Listen to and hear the sound of my fallen trunk. Listen to me before no hope, my only dirty pendant earrings. Listen to me, I say just a word of advice. A foolish creature is better than the careless intelligence. There is a life tree. All living creatures is a leaf or flower on it. All of them live on it in the loneliness of universe. Who knows there's a unique life tree? Maybe there are other one or others exist with hiding in the endless of universe. Maybe our mom is only one of them. We don't know yet, and we'll see or never. There's a life tree, and we have only one now. Only universe is unique as far as we know. The universe will remain only unique existing as it was. The meaning of the life and the existence of it. There are not words for universe, and seldom, if ever. It has one, as we know, as its nature, as always it was, as itself. It was existing without life, and now exists with life. It will exist with life, or will exist without life. In the past as it was, in the future if it has. God said, breath now, and we'll say, stop now. There is a life tree, and it doesn't matter for universe. And standing in front of God, still on his hand. Maybe numerous as a jungle dispersed around. Numerous and rare because of endless of universe. Standing on unknown worlds or unknown things. Maybe alone, only standing on this world. We couldn't know it, or will never know it. We have only one. There's a life tree, and think a little bit. All breath is a wind in the name of God. All flower and all bird in this life on it is a hope and happiness in the name of theirs. All that is a rule, there is no escape in this life. All bird is an exception in this world. The rule of the exception proves the rule. To the bird is meaning to the dead. There's a life tree, all creature lives on it. All bodies come from it and go to it. Just like that, all souls come from God and return to Him. There's a life tree, the mom of all over us. Look at our dark lover. It's standing in front of us, either invisible as a wind or real as a heartbeat of us. Who could understand it, or who could think as a wise? Then there's a life tree standing in front of us. The mom of every living thing. Whatever we say, what about life tree? She doesn't mind us. There is a life tree only obeys God. The mom of every living thing, lying in front of us with covered all over us, as much as vile and wise for the sake of God, in the past, before us, even after us. There was a life tree without us. There is a life tree with us. And there will be a life tree with or without us. We are standing on top of it while we live our life, with hanging one of the branch of it. We live on it, thanks to it. We live in it. But when we are thinking, it's standing in front of us as our fate, as our future, as our nature. Whatever you say, it's standing with human, hanging one of the branch. It's naturally with us, as our nature and as its nature. She doesn't need and don't mind us. We came from it. It did not come from us. No matter for it. What does science and religion say? What about it? What is she or what she is? Whatever say about it, she doesn't hear us. As the science and religion saying like that, there's that, who is who, what is what. She doesn't mind. The life tree is the life tree. Only acts himself, only listen to God. With no objection, with no mistake. She only obeys the rules of God. What he says to her as wisdom, she acts only that. She is that who acts that only, has to obey rules of the wisdom of God. The nature was the nature, as it was as always. The nature is the nature, as it is always. Now, the nature will be the nature, as it will be always, forever always as she was. But the nature is the nature as its nature. The nature evolves itself by itself as its nature. Every event goes as its nature. If the natural event goes out as its nature, think that you don't know it's all over its nature. The nature doesn't act being unnatural. It acts as its nature. The nature of the nature is to be the nature as its nature. Naturally, you are wrong as your nature. Check all over yours. There is something wrong as your nature. It doesn't mind what's wrong with you. Only your will and intelligence are natural. And natural after that, as the natural being of her, she will be or will not be with us. What happens then, it's up to you. There's a life tree, no shape of a tree. It's a shell, shape of sphere. She entangles all living things as a net. She is a living net which is covered everywhere. The life live like a tree in the name of God, with all beauty of angel wings, with all horror of ugly things. There is a battle of every living thing, battle of the existence in the name of God. Neither beauty of flowers nor ugly living things. No matter for her, her child all over them. There is a life tree, mom of every living thing. It's standing in front of us, with covering us, with all beauty of her existence, with all nice and wise of her creation. She's standing in front of us, covering all over us, with invisible branches out of our sights, with her fragile neck on our dirty hands, with unbelievable size in our blind minds. Every piece of the life tree is a kind of life. All life is one, whole life tree is one life. It has a lot of flowers, leaves on branches. Some of them run and ramp noisily. Some of them dig like a root silently. Some of them fly or jump joyfully. All breath sake of God blows gently from the earth until the dead, hopefully. There's a life tree, all life is in one on it. It has a lot of branches with leaves joyfully. No matter who comes first, who comes second, they are hungry and thirsty as their nature. Water comes from earth and food comes from the sun. Creature eats creature as their nature. The sunlight search for living power, goes branch to branch as nature of the nature.
No matter who comes first, who comes second, the food is life, neither they care nor they will. They go to eternity from each other. The death of one of them for the voyage of the others. What at life there is one meal in it, what a meal there is a whole life in it. What's the meaning of life? Is it worth in it? What is the meaning of life? There is a free will in it.
There's a life tree in a sudden onset from one cell once upon a time. It goes and lives from in a sudden onset in the past.
To end, from end, to new onset and to new ends. From old beginning to new beginnings, forever and ever.
Like an arrow which is shot from one point and goes every direction, diffuse and dispersed around for the sake of God, until the endless of time, forever and ever. From one point to anywhere, where accepted the life well if ever. There's a life tree, the life live in it. All life is one, and this one is the mom of all living things. Most of them know aware anything, even existence of themselves in this life. One of them think and know itself, as they say, what is the meaning of life? There's a life tree, beginning from oneself for the sake of God. It was grown until one branch asked for, what is the meaning of life? There is a life tree, millions and millions of years old. She stands every draught and cold. It's standing every wind and storm, standing in front of them as it was always. And now an old lady with its natural beauty, it's standing in front of the human free will, standing on the hands of God, with all her charming and beauty, against every draught and cold. It's designed for every nature of calamity. Every time stands against them with all her nice, all the time solved its problems with all her wise. Not only harmed of cavalries, fire and ice, it was standing every catastrophe with patience of wisdom, with patience her nature's sake of wisdom. But not human free will, not against its evil cavalry, neither human standing against the nature, nor nature standing against the human intelligence. Naturally, the nature is stronger than human in the name of God. Sometimes there is no hope to human, and human intelligence stronger than the nature. In the name of elephant in the china shop, always there is no hope to the nature. When one thing drops in human mind, when things done right by human in the name of God, whatever, what kind, 1,000 broken branches fallen which are live on the life tree, in the name of one branch which is hanging on the top of tree. There is a life tree cutting by human intelligence, until remaining no branch, no pip, no flower. She's a woman, she's a mom of every living thing, not only of human, also all living creature, which all of them gives life it, but also one by whom cut it, until remaining not it, no branch, no pip, no flower, no hope for others. Without being stayed out of life, if God not created us as a branch of the life tree. God created us integrated with others. Otherwise, life are not a profit for us. Neither we eat nor drink, nor taste, only salt of loneliness, useless breaths, no integrated live with it.
Among all living things, deep loneliness. All creature shares almost same DNA, when we extract which is make different us. We are a handful sand on the shore. We are a handful pebbles on riverbed. We are a few different colors on valley. All life is one. We are swimming from DNA.
We are integrated all others and have a free will. What is the free will? What is the intelligence? Hey human, you have a spirit and mind. Think again and again for the sake of God. As the only existing has a free will, it makes you more than a creature. Think again and again of this fact, and act as more than a creature. Look, life tree turn pale now. It changed its color from life to death. Your body is not your future and fate. You have a spirit and free will. Therefore, you must think how to act. Your spirit belongs to God, comes from God, goes to God. Your body belongs to life tree, comes from it, goes to it. A spirit of second life, a body for this life. Therefore, you must think how to act. In this world, nothing is black or white. Black and white only in your mind. For proudly intelligence, not thinking otherwise. Every time found yourself in a fight. Like, if world is round or flat, it doesn't matter for earth. It acts as an earth day and night. Wisdom shape things, don't human mind. It obeys wisdom of God, otherwise how to act? Only wisdom of God. The wisdom is its reality. Only you have two sorts of reality. A reality as a wisdom for your body, as all thing it has. A reality as shadow of wisdom on your seeing in your mind, which is calling intelligence as understanding wisdom. Reality not obey the rules of science nor religion, but science and religion have to obey the reality. Otherwise, they haven't got any relation with reality. Remain as a childish fairy tale in front of the reality. Whatever Hoca or Pop say, whatever science say that is that, what is that? The nature is the nature, as it was always. It only acts itself, no religion or science. But unbroken rock, only obey God as it was. Everything is changed, but nature does not change its nature. If something gets wrong about it, when something gets wrong, you didn't understand what he was said, or you didn't observe what had happened. Your face to new face of nature, which you didn't see before, as real as you're stubborn as they were. And now look at time passing for you, not only backward, but also forward. From existence until mass extinction. All life is one, everything dies together. God watches you as you how to act. Act as human on the top of tree, or die due to your collective sin. Act as a creature, like a common branch. You always believe that everything he offered you, as your servant, for your service, as branch. Every mountain, every lake, sea and jungle, every creature, every branch of life tree, every nature of life like your range, every natural source and event of nature, all belong to you for your bizarre suck. It's true, but not enough for God, no matter they served you as his wise. All creatures serve and besource each other in this wild world, thanks to his wise. Only that is the matter for God. What or for whom will you serve with all of them? For what your spirit serves in this life with all over them? What are the growing your inside? What about them? Naturally, your body grow and live in this life, like every branch of the life tree in this life. The matter is what your spirit could grow for second life, on behalf of human dignity, if your inside has got it. Who can say and who can think that? God give and God take away. He is who will give to life and cause to death. There's a life tree and it has one tiny stupid branch on the top of the life tree with his unnatural nature. It thinks that it's bigger than all over the life tree. There's a life tree and the life live in it. The root of the human was aware of its existence. Every ancient culture knew it. Every saga told about it. They viewed themselves only a little branch on it. And because of that fact and on the name of it, every barbarian pagan engaged couple took place under a tree for the marriage. In this modern world you tell and told, I am more than a creature. But don't know why. Is it because you can fly like a bird in the sky? You can die more than a fish in the ocean. You think the intelligence is the cause. You think and proud of your intelligence. You can go moon as more than a creature. I am more than creature by my intelligence. But you don't know that what is the life tree. What are you for it and where are you on it? You are hanging one of the branches. Only a little stupid branch of the tree, as source of dirty drops, drain of pollution. With thinking yourself bigger than all the life tree. If all the other leaves and branches pollute with your rubbish, if you paint them with dirty color, all the nature looks like your nature. And you settling and roosting in front of God, with your little intelligence looking at him with your sinner nature, with your collective sins, with your dirty property and things, with your apathy and with your situation on top of the tree, with your thought and proud as master of the dirty things. Naturally and as a natural living things produces nature things, with their body in this world as nature things without free will. Only you produce with your intelligence, with your free will. Is this fact made you more than a creature? What is the free will? A few words in dictionaries in one hand. In the other hand, some wise saying, all of them seem clear and some metaphoric. The life tree dares you and ask that, what is the meaning of life? Is it mean a heartbeat, or breath, or your five senses, intelligence and wisdom, or only a master's thing which is only the free will can know? You don't know that what is the meaning of share, only to consumption of everything with monkey appetite. Only you know evil things like that, others hungry without no share, wasting yourself with all wars and genocides, wasting the nature with environmental pollution, and with over-exploitation natural source, wasting your humanity by system of exploitation. Lay to waste everything, eventually a rubbish culture, thanks to the intelligence for all of them, that's you done as an only thing as more than a creature. You don't know what's the meaning of production, because of unnatural wastes and over-exploitation natural source. The perfect intelligence production has no waste. The nature only produces natural things and wastes. Like a body, but your intelligence, is it dirty and guilty? It clears everything but not clean account of you. Nature gets dirty due to you, and cleaning absence of you. In others saying, dirty with as your nature, you clean without you as its nature. It clears everything but not clean account of you. Nature clean nature things, made itself, clean itself as its nature. Only clean itself by itself for its nature as nature. Maybe hide your guilty and maybe cover your duty. Not your industrial wastes, not your bizarre culture's damage, not your soul and sin. It never cleans to your guilty. When the time comes, it only cleans your body. Naturally, the nature cleans the natural things, no any unnatural thing, because of its nature and duty. Not your any collective sins and guilties. Naturally, the nature cleans the natural things. If it has an effort, if it manages to do this, it does that not only for you. It manages to solve the problem, firstly for herself immediately. Look at the picture of life tree. Look at the branch which you grab, like a hapless primate. It's sliding in your hand, with your no care like a primate, but it's no care like a plant. The nature is only the nature as always it was, with no proud, no intelligence, no free will. Its nature is only acts as nature as always it was. Only she does her duty by herself, for herself. Whatever God said, whatever He's wise, she only does it as always it was. That's enough to be nature, with no free will, only God wise, but not enough to be human, with free will, as God wise. Always you proud of your intelligence. You think your intelligence makes you more than a creature, but good intelligence makes good consequences. Your problem-solving methods lying in front of us as a waste, as tragic comedy of pollution sequences. Your proudly intelligence, which is so wise, which is the made you more than a creature, is a waste. Look now your way of the production. Look and think again and again proudly. Your intelligence means the pollution. There's a life tree, all creature lives on it. You are only a dirty branch on it. A little stupid branch has no collective free will, which is seeing itself bigger than all of the tree and pollute with wastes all other branches. Naturally, with proud of your intelligence as your nature.
But don't forget extinctions in the past. Don't forget if God get angry in the last. He cut all unnecessary branches, as if had happened all extinction, like a storm time of Noah, or like a common natural extinction. Whatever you say, who and whom will live, which is what will think about it, and how to understand it, as every extinction in the past. And now look at the track of the time, which is written by time on its trunk crust. Only simple branches survive in the past. Super branches does exist, as always it was in the past. Because of simple is strong, then complex is fragile. Complex is fragile, then simple as a rule. Closer branches at trunk will survive, but others die quickly as far as the trunk as it was, as always it was in the past. There is one clear thing. There's a life tree standing in front of God. It will happen in the last, that what happened in the past, always like every extinction as it was. He doesn't say there was a life tree. Maybe he says there was a human in the life tree, one hanging on one of the branch, stupid, dirty, and guilty. And there's a life tree, the mom of every living things. All life is one, and this one is the mom. It will exist all the times for the sake of God, with or without stupid things. Who knows to give to us, also known take from us. Is it clear? I think so. Yes, naturally. You will face an extinction. No abrupt, this time it will slowly. So foolish, so sad, so bad, so naturally and so wise. The nature is nature as it nature. She naturally serves us as nature naturally. Thanks to God, so wise, so nice, so naturally. But one question still lying in front of us, as always as it was. What's the meaning of life? Is it carry an equal meaning for human or for plants, or animals, and many other living things? Is it can carry same meaning for all of us on this life, which we are hanging here one of branch? Only you more than a creature on this tree. Thanks to carrying the responsibility of free will. The free will makes you more than a creature. It rules and vibes your intelligence. It's that for some of people. The only thing who answer the question in the day of judgment, it's that some of other people could ask, what's the meaning of life in their judgment? And your free will means for life tree as always, as pollution, with excess consumption, with existing of creatures. That's the meaning of your free will, while it must be a way of wisdom. But only path or that for the life tree, while the existence of the gradient of intelligence. Don't ask yourself, am I have God only, with your intelligence and human nature? Your free will is only unique thing you have, which has made you more than a creature. Only you able to act unnatural. All living things lose their nature as nature, even attacked by rabies. Only living thing is human who able to run out in nature, who is able to act unnatural even don't attacked by rabies. Don't ask what's the meaning of life, unnecessary. Only existing you are who will give the meaning of this life. The meaning of a life, that what you make of it. We don't call your being exist. We came here to exist. We came here for what we grown in ours inside. No matter who are you while the word. No matter who are you while the that. And ask yourself this question. What is my free will? Who I am? What's the human? Is being human good? What must I will with my free will? To be human members of humanity. And ask yourself this question again and again. What's my free will? What's made it unique? The free will is that the only thing will be answered. What's the meaning of life? How do I make of it? What's the meaning good and wise? What's the right one among other things? The free will is that. Who is able to choose this? You are able to make a decision with free will, with yourself for yourself and your decision. And it must be correct always if you have free will, because otherwise you are in captivity of dark cultural ignorance. The free will is the ability to train the intelligence, sharing with others, without discriminating anyone, union of human labor, and work for everyone, effort to be on the way of every good things. To seek the answers that what's the human, what I am. To knowing that what's the good for me. To knowing that what is smart for me. No, everyone has got it. It comes your sun onset. That is the onset to be decided of walking to the way of wisdom forever. The free will is the equivalent opposite of the intelligence. And it forces the intelligence to ask that, who am I, who are we, what is the human, what is the humanity, what must be the meaning of life actually. The free will of the human, which hasn't got every human, is that who seek an answer to this sort of questions. And the rightfulness of the answer of this question is the free will. It's the balance of between human and society and their environment. And the consistency of this balance is means of the existence of free will. It's the wish to be human, to believe in humanity. Your existence exists with your free will. You know your existence as your free will. You think think as correctly as your free will, you will as actually as your free will. Your life, not a plant's life or others. Free will is not meaning of life, but an effort, tool, or willing to understand it, seeking for it. Yes, that's the free will. It doesn't describe with words, but its existence in front of us like a life tree. No shape, no taste, indefinable and unique in our mind, as true as ourselves. Your existence are not same existence from the birth until to death. An existing or an annihilation from the birth until the death is yours. The free will decide that, what sort of thing of your existence. Is it a common creature or a human? The free will decide it. The free will is the who made you more than creatures. There's a life tree for your body. It will change the place of its branch in the tree, and there's another tree of your soul, in the sake of what's the meaning of your life, and it's able to change its place of tree, jump up and down with your free will. Like intelligence you got, the humanity has a collective intelligence. Our collective intelligence hasn't got an equivalently opposite collective free will, because this fact, and unfortunately, the existence of human being isn't existence of whole meaning. Because of this fact, naturally, the intelligence of human being is the meaning of the death of life tree. We'll punish not only for our individual sins, but also our collective sins. Even if we don't know, there is a wisdom to share them out one by one. We would be responsible for what we've done, and also what we didn't done, which we are able to do. We lived in a collective way, and we will answer questions in a collective way. Other wars on hungry children, the child labor, extinct creatures, environmental pollution, all over unnatural and evil things. Why is this sort of evil thing exist in this world? This can be known by an idiot. You run after to make an artificial intelligence. Is this your only future and fate? That means there are no room for enmity. Is it useless for you to run after funny things? Why don't you use and think of natural one? That means there are everyone for enmity. They also ask for that, the collective sins of the collective life, the collective judgment for collective sins. They don't ask, what's the meaning of the life? The question to our free will, then what was the meaning of your life? You went there with human body and came back losing it. Did you come back with your human soul? However, they will ask, did you lose it reluctantly? They will ask that, did you find it with your free will? You have already answered all other questions in the life with your free will. They will say us, by the wisdom and words of him. There was a life tree polluted by your existence on top of it. There's a soul tree here, and there are no branch on it for you, making dirty. You must be so proud of your intelligence, so proud, and you can answer. All of them were collective sins. They will answer to you. If your free will wasn't free in the first life, therefore not free second life. If you don't believe in God because of swinging to branches unnaturally, the life tree will say to you or your descendants, hey artificial monkey, goes to extinction as it was before. Or, if you believe in God, hey, all of you are dirty things. You will pollute the heaven with your existence. Go to the cauldrons to be clean. If there are other lives exist in unknown place in universe, they are not fate or future for us, because of it has a different conditions and with their different nature. Only this nature is the nature for us. The nature is nature for us. And naturally, we don't have a chance and no fate for us. The nature as we have, unique nature for us. We have to live on a nature like the same, the nature as we have. Otherwise, life is not possible for us if we don't change human nature of ourselves. But in any way, is it possible to join the new nature, which is different one? We have to change our nature together with the old nature which we have, for transferring between different conditions, because all life is one in our life tree. To evolve without separating from the main trunk of our life tree, to find direction altogether nearly impossible. Only for God if He wants, by whom had done one time. It isn't possible by us, because it needs an altogether synchronized evaluation to one direction. If God permits these bizarre things, if we succeed to do this, we go to heaven, like different kind of path. So foolish. In our only chance, it's the nature which we have. We have to take our vows if we go anywhere else. Like tortoise, whole life tree with our back. Like an old religion, as if ancient people recognize life tree. Maybe first the beginning of believing, earth was not on top of the tortoise. Word was the life tree. Which was the tortoise? I don't know, I speculated. And I speculate new one. Maybe we will be new kind of tortoise. If we want to go anywhere else in the universe, we must take our home on our back. There is one life tree we get. Maybe still, maybe never. Eventually, in one hand, science said that a life is one in this world. And on the other hand, religion said that it's the only one that we have before the second one. There is a second life, but not like previous. It's not important for you too late, if you haven't got an equally opposite free will. Don't proud your collective intelligence. It's not important for us, too late. Because of we haven't an equally opposite collective free will, collective sins occur like that. Not sharing, wasting yourself with all wars and genocides, wasting the nature with environmental pollution, and with over-exploitation natural source, wasting your humanity by system of exploitation, way to waste everything, eventually a rubbish culture. Thanks to the intelligence for all of them, that you learn as an everything, as more than a creature. God knows everything, God judges everything. He's able to know everything without thinking. He is wiser than us, we don't cheat him. He only cheat us. All the time, your parent applauds you for little success. Forget what's the humanity, and find yourself little nations for cheating God. They were intelligent than you, and didn't they are cheated by you, so by God. The free will is the rider of intelligence. That's the one who makes you more than a creature. The collective free will is the shepherd of collective intelligence. That's the one who makes humanity more than a sheep herd. And there is still one question. If the second life is not like the previous one, who cleans the heaven? This is certain that heaven is not dirty. Therefore, the rules of acceptance in the heaven are so rude. They never accept who pollute the environment. Or there is a collective free will in heaven. They only accept who has free will and who will be able to join the collective free will. And now there are no collective will in this world yet. But build your free will for the meaning of your life and enlist your name in your mind to join our collective free will. If there will be happening in the future against all our collective sins. This poem is written collectively for the seed of our collective will.